Hello and welcome to another video with me, Christian Rauchenwald. Now in this video we are going to take a look at CryptoTab browser, which is a variation of Google Chrome that allows you to mine Bitcoin on your computer if you're running Windows or macOS, and on your phone if you are either having an iPhone with iOS or an Android device. Now before we go into the details about what is CryptoTab, how does it work, is it worth the effort, and so on, I want to quickly share why I'm recording this video today. In case you've seen some of my previous videos over the last couple of weeks, I actually have been publishing more and more crypto related things, and it all started off by a video that exposed a certain Ponzi scheme that uses Ethereum smart contracts to work, and it's called Forsage. I'm going to put a card up there in case you want to check it out, but honestly all you have to take away from that video is if you hear something called Forsage, an Ethereum investment opportunity or passive income with Ethereum, just stay the hell away from it. Now following that video there were hundreds of comments, some of them promoting Forsage although it's a scam, others of them thanking me for making that video and exposing the scam, and others asking me for my opinion on other opportunities out there. That was also the reason for last week's video where we looked into Pi Network, and I'm also going to put a card up there so you can check that out, which is a new cryptocurrency that's just starting out and you can actually get it for free right now. But before you leave right now, don't forget you can also click on the card at the end of the video and it will still link to the Pi Network review where you can learn more about Pi. Now just like with Pi, I also stumbled upon a comment that was actually promoting CryptoTab, and I thought it's one of the many comments that just tries to spam his link to promote whatever other scheme there is, but I still looked into it and I was positively surprised, and that's the reason why you get to watch this video today and why I'm going to tell you if CryptoTab is worth using or doing or not. Now we already covered that CryptoTab is nothing else than a variation of Google Chrome. So it's a custom build of Google Chrome with some extra code that allows you to mine Bitcoin on your computer. Which means if you're currently using Google Chrome, you can actually switch to CryptoTab and install all the same extensions, features and so on, and you will not really notice a difference. The only thing is going to be that CryptoTab is usually going to be a version or two behind the newest version of Google Chrome, because every time there's a new release of Google Chrome, the CryptoTab developers need to make adjustments so that they also have the newest release ready. Now so far so good, especially because you can use CryptoTab on your computer and on your phone and tablet at the same time, because again it's nothing else than a custom built Google Chrome version. On the phone it uses Chromium, which is again built on Google Chrome or based on Google Chrome in some way. So nothing really changes if you're anyway using Google Chrome, with the upside that you can mine cryptocurrency. Sounds great? Theoretically it is great, but in reality there are a few downsides to it. One of the biggest downsides is if you're familiar with how cryptocurrency mining or specifically Bitcoin mining works, then you know that while it initially years ago was really a great idea to do it on your computer, and many people like me included are actually regretting that we didn't do it, and then along the way something called ASIC miners got developed. So it's kind of like specific hardware that's produced only for the purpose of mining cryptocurrency, which outperforms every regular computer because a computer can do a million things and those ASIC miners can only mine cryptocurrency. Now at this point for some time it was still profitable to mine with your regular computer if you had a decent GPU, so a decent graphic card in your computer, but now we're at a point where it actually isn't really profitable anymore in most cases, because the electricity that you'll use up with your computer will cost you more than the coins that you earn. Now you can still gamble and say it doesn't matter because I want to hold the coins for a long time and I believe that Bitcoin will go past $20,000 per coin someday, and so you basically are willing to pay X amount in electricity now to get Y amount of coins, and you speculate that that Y amount will someday be worth more than what you paid for the electricity. But that's a little bit more like investing and kind of like a little bit of gambling as well than it is a guaranteed profit. So to summarize this part, mining with your computer's CPU cannot really be profitable. It won't be profitable at all, but it allows you to kind of mine some coins and then speculate that the price per coin will increase over time, making you a profit afterwards. So based on that alone, we would actually have to say stay away from CryptoTab, because all you're going to do is you're going to burn electricity and you won't make a profit out of it. However, that's not all there is to it, because CryptoTab also comes with an affiliate program. Now that affiliate program has a total of 10 levels, which you can check out right here on my screen. And as you can see, for everyone you refer to CryptoTab, you earn 15% of what they earn. Now it's not taken away from them, but if they would earn 0.1 Bitcoin, you will receive 0.015 Bitcoin. Now that whole thing goes on for 10 levels, and even on the 10th level you still earn 0.0625% of the earnings of people that are referred below you for 10 levels. Now that actually brings us to two more problems. First of all, if you've seen the video about Forsage, especially the more detailed one I also did a while back, then you will know that something like this isn't sustainable simply because there's only 8 billion people on the planet. And while you may invite people right now and they may invite people eventually, everybody is using that browser or decided that they don't want to use that browser and you run out of people to invite. Now, of course, there are new people born every day and new people get old enough to use their own computer every day and so on. But overall, it simply isn't that sustainable. And combined with the problem that mining for yourself isn't profitable because you burn up more electricity than what you actually receive in coins, it really leaves us as kind of like a tough spot. Now, unlike Forsage, CryptoTab is not a Ponzi or a pyramid scheme. The difference being in Forsage, all you have to do is invite people and whatever money they pay either gets to you or to your upline. So there's just the money that's getting distributed from people that join after you. Whereas with CryptoTab, something actually has to be done. Your browser or your computer actually has to perform some mining tasks. And you will notice that when you turn CryptoTab all the way up, that the fans on your MacBook or on your computer are actually going to run at full speed to keep your hardware cool. Now don't worry, there's no risk of overheating your hardware unless it's overclocked, but if you just have stock hardware and you didn't manually overclock it, you shouldn't be worried at all about overheating with that. But the point is, with CryptoTab, you only get paid when you actually mine or when the people below you are actually mining. And that's why it's not a Ponzi or a pyramid scheme, but actually a legitimate way to make money. However, we still come back to the point that if you just mine alone, it's not going to be profitable for you, but your electricity bill is going to be higher than the coins that you're going to mine. Now, with all those downsides of CryptoTab, so first of all, you won't make profit mining yourself because your electricity bill is going to be higher than the coins going to be worth that you mine. And second of all, it's not sustainable because eventually you run out of people to invite. So as a result, if you don't have a huge Facebook friend list to invite to, if you don't have a YouTube channel to promote it, an email list to send the link to, you almost have zero chance to really make an acceptable amount of money from CryptoTab because you will not be able to build up the affiliate list below you. On the other hand, if you know only one person that has a huge list of people, a huge social following or something, and you get them to sign up and they start promoting it, you also earn on 9 levels of the people that they bring in. So it's kind of like a tough choice. And it really comes down to that CryptoTab is also a very new thing. It's less than a year old, and therefore there's still a lot of room to invite people. Now, before we're getting to the last part where I'm going to show you how the CryptoTab browser actually looks and works, I want to quickly point out that if you're curious about and if you want to test it out, you can find a link to it down in the description below to sign up and download the CryptoTab browser for free. Now with that, let's take a look at how CryptoTab actually looks on your computer. And as you notice, it doesn't look different from Google Chrome. It has your bookmark bar if you want to show it. You have the regular extensions and all the extensions that I've hidden right now and so on. And the only difference is that there's an extension that looks like this while you're not mining, where you can right click and you can pretty much start the mining process. Or if you click on it, it will actually load the dashboard you're currently looking at. And here on the dashboard, you can regulate your mining speed from off, so it's not mining at all, to full speed, which means it will use as much as possible of your CPU's processing power to mine, and you can see the hash rate that your CPU accomplishes. Now my computer here is a MacBook Pro 2018, if I'm not mistaken, with an i7 CPU, which isn't that bad, but it's still a mobile computer, so the hash rate is lower than compared to, for example, my Windows computer, which has an i7 and a dedicated GPU and way more power than the MacBook has. However, again, it comes back to the electricity used to do that will actually be more expensive than the coins mined. I've been testing the browser earlier today, and as you can see, I've so far earned roughly $1 from letting CryptoTab run on my computer, which obviously is not going to make me rich. Now, besides that part here, and I'm gonna quickly turn off the mining again so my fans don't ruin the audio of the video, the only important part is actually your affiliate link, which you can copy from here by clicking here and then sharing it with your friends so they also download CryptoTab as their browser and use it instead of their regular Google Chrome. However, when nobody is mining, nobody earns money. It doesn't matter how many people you refer to CryptoTab. So you would at least need to set your browser to the minimum setting and tell your friends and the people that you refer to CryptoTab to do the same. It will not sum up too much. And again, most of the people, especially the people that join later, will lack enough people to invite and will actually not make a profit at all, which eventually will lead them to give up the mining, I assume. And so it may not be worth joining at all in the first place. But again, if you're curious about joining, check the link in the description or in the first comment down below to sign up and start mining Bitcoin on your computer. Now on your phone, it looks the same. So if we look here, that's the dashboard that you'll have on your phone. And it has the same, it shows you your mining speed on your phone, which is way lower than it is on your computer. So for example, on the MacBook Pro, we achieved roughly 3000 hashes per second, whereas on the iPhone XS Max, we only achieve roughly 55 average. Now, other than showing you your hash rate and also allowing you to regulate your hash rate on your iPhone, you'll also see your total remote mining speed, although it takes a couple of minutes to update, which basically will show you the mining speed of your other devices. So if I refresh the page, we may already get lucky, and we'll see the mining rate of the MacBook Pro on the smallest possible setting. So it kind of gives you an overview at how fast you are mining with all your devices combined. And again, even on the smallest possible setting, the MacBook Pro mines 20 times faster than the iPhone XS Max does on its full setting. Now, one thing I noticed, however, is so far I wasn't able to notice any battery drain while I have the browser running. Now, besides the hash rate and the hash rate on your other devices, you'll also have your current balance and you'll see statistics as to how much you mined and how much your affiliates mined for you. And again, you'll have an option to look at your affiliate links and at how many people on how many different levels you have referred to CryptoTab. Now that's pretty much it. To sum things up, CryptoTab is definitely legitimate. They have enough payouts that already happened to prove that they're actually paying out the Bitcoins. It's new enough to have a lot of potential in terms of spreading the word and building a huge affiliate network. And it's also great that they pay you 10 levels below. So even if you are not great at promoting it, all it takes is 1 or 2 people that are great at promoting it and your income may also increase. However, the biggest downside is if you don't have a huge affiliate network below you, you will burn more in electricity than what you will make in Bitcoin. And that's really a bad thing. On top of that, if we consider the environment, you actually are burning electricity and creating heat for nothing else than to mine a minor amount of Bitcoin that many people will never be able to cash out anyway because it's going to be too small to move anywhere else. So my verdict would be, if you know a lot of people, if you have a huge Facebook following, if you have an email list or something like that, then you should consider it. And again, check out the link in the description below, because for you it may be interesting because you might be able to build up the 10 levels of referrals and make a decent profit. However, you should obviously also be honest and point out if somebody only mines without inviting new people, then they will spend more money on their electricity bill than what they will probably make in Bitcoin. So it's kind of really a tough decision here, to be honest, because it's not a scam, it's 100% legit, because all that you have to do is you have to switch to a different browser, which then allows you to enable a mining feature or not. You don't have to pay any money, there's no risk involved other than your electricity bill when you're mining. But on the other hand, we already know that the mining itself is not profitable if you do it alone. So it's really tough, because we also know as a conclusion that there will be people that will not be able to promote it further. Now there we can say, well, it's their own fault, they don't know how to market it properly and so on. But I think it's also okay because it's up to everyone themselves. As long as people know that the mining themselves will not be profitable and that it's only profitable when they start inviting new people, it's kind of fair, and everybody has to make up his own mind if they want to mine at the loss or if they don't want to do it. So I'm going to leave that up to you. Again, if you're curious, if you want to check it out, you can find the link in the description down below. If you don't want to burn a couple cents of electricity, or if you don't like Google Chrome or any version of Google Chrome in any case, well, then just don't use it. Now that's it. Before you go, don't forget to let me know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts about CryptoTab? Are you already using it? Have you already heard about it? Or are you staying away from it for whatever reason? So let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. See you in one of my other videos. Till then, bye-bye.